Aries, interesting message coming through for you. This morning when I was getting ready for your reading, I heard faith under fire. So you could feel like your own spiritual faith, or maybe faith in a relationship, faith in a job, faith in something that means a lot to you on a deep soul level, is somehow under fire. Someone may be attacking your beliefs, or they're questioning you, questioning even your abilities, or maybe this is even self-doubt. I did get this card here, third eye blind, ignoring intuition and self-doubt. So for some of you, you're doubting yourself and what you are really compelled to do here in this lifetime. And I do feel like for most of you, if not all of you, this has a spiritual inclination, this thing that you're supposed to do. It has a spiritual aspect to it, a spiritual side. I mean, I think everything does, but there's something maybe more explicit. You're meant to do some kind of work here with other people about, helping them reach their higher consciousness on some level. Yeah, even as I'm talking about it, it seems like it's hard to find the right words to describe exactly what it is that you're reaching for or that you're doing. And this may be something you're experiencing yourself. How can I put new words to what I want to do, or better words? You could find that the language around what it is that you're inspired to do is somehow faulty. It doesn't fully encapsulate or encompass the power and the energy you feel behind what it is that you're doing or want to do. There could be something that's like kind of routine or repetitive, and you're getting kind of constrained by this somehow. It's like a lack of new thought, a lack of language even. There's something maybe that is happening for you spiritually that is very hard to explain. Now, for others of you, this could be something else going on in your life. It doesn't have to be explicitly something spiritual. It could be doubts at work, doubts about yourself, your own image, who you are, your role here, your role in your family. I did get this card, the Shepherd, celebration, and family. Now, still for others of you, or this could also be this could also be going on at the same time, there's an issue here with family, or somebody is doubting something in a family context. Okay, so this could be soul tribe, but I feel like it's actually like blood family. Some of you may feel like there's a secret in your family. You don't know why you feel this way, or you don't have all the information. Spirit is saying don't ignore your intuition there. For others of you, it's like a frustration that your family's not on board in some way, or they feel blocked in some way as you see it. Okay, I feel like you're trying to shepherd your family. And now this could be your family and friends. It could be your partner that you've been with for a long time. Take it as it resonates for you. But it's like you're trying to shepherd them into a certain kind of understanding. Okay, the other two cards that came out for you were time and burrow. Planning, making decisions, taking risks, exhaustion, questioning, motivations, and realignment. So here again, we have some cards that are indicating some self-doubt. And maybe this is, hold on a second. Well, I'm getting this feeling of like, I know what I want to do. I know who I am, but I don't know how to do it. Or I don't know what move to make next. And then I also got this other message in my meditation for you about a baby's eyes. It's like you're staring into a baby's eyes. This could be a metaphor, of course, or maybe this will actually happen with a child or an infant. And it's like it's a portal for you. It's like as you look into these eyes, it's like looking into an angel's eye, and you see past the current reality. It's like you get a deeper understanding. It's almost like a wormhole that takes you, like you have an epiphany, a sudden understanding as you look into these angel eyes, which are these infant's eyes. So some of you are artists, and there's something about this in your artwork somehow. I don't know. There's something about like some kind of pure eye. I don't know. Okay, that's what's coming through. So let's get in further and see what's going on here for you. Now, I do feel like with the first message, faith under fire, Spirit is telling you to keep your faith, okay? Even if it does feel like it's under fire from someone. Now, you are a fire sign, so you could probably use that ridicule or ambivalence or rejection even that somebody is giving you, and turn it around into something that is useful for you. You could feel like you're trying to communicate something with someone and they just won't listen, so what's the point? Okay. Now this card, the Shepherd, it does say celebration on it. So let's get one more about this. What's to celebrate here, Spirit? What is there for Aries to celebrate? Earthing, grounding, centering, and connection. For some of you, there is a family member here who you are going to have a better connection with. This could be someone maybe distant or a cousin or something like this. It could even be extended family, in-laws. I don't know. There's something here about you connecting, grounding and centering with someone in your family who is not immediate to you. Okay. Let's get into the tarot and see what else wants to come through for you, Aries. Seven of Swords showing here. Just as I was getting a message here about, like, don't let anyone create self-doubt in you. It feels like somebody may question your motivation with something, even your spiritual motivations. This is a trick of some sort, whether they are consciously aware of it or not. It's like, yeah, Eight of Wands. It's like pushing some kind of energy on you, trying to get you to turn a new page, to turn course, to turn off what matters to you. Three of Cups. Yes, definitely other people. There's some interference here from other people. Okay, Spirit, let's see the energies that are supporting Aries at this time. But then that is also a card of celebration. But yeah, that's the Ten of Swords. It's coming through as like a frustration. Like, I could celebrate this with other people, this gift I have, what I have to offer, what I'm invested in. It's not just for me, it's for the greater good. And I want to celebrate this with people who are close to me, people who get me. But for some reason, there's a friction here. Okay? This is the energy supporting you. Ten of Swords. A difficult ending. You know, sometimes we want things that just can't be. And once we accept that something we want out of somebody else, for them to have a certain perspective or for them to share in our own happiness, and they're just not doing it. Once we accept that that can't be, or it won't be, or we can't force it to be, it's got to be up to that person to decide how they want to commune with us or not, we can release it. So the acceptance is a big release here for you. Accepting a difficult ending. It might even feel like a betrayal to you. Now, I also feel like you have a good handle on what you should end and what you shouldn't end. This energy, Aries, is, well, I'm hearing like a ticking time bomb. I don't know. It feels kind of weird, the energy. It feels a little all over the place. I feel like you're trying to understand yourself and your own mission on a deeper level, but then also juggling other people's energies at the same time. Maybe caretaking, or maybe you're working with a lot of other energy. And the reason why you're these other energies are showing up in your field, it's not because they're intruding on you or you have weak boundaries or anything like that. It's actually because you're compassionate and empathetic, and it's like you're opening up some energy channels, or you're just open to listening to other people, to taking into consideration what it is they're going through, or even their views of you, their critiques, their criticisms. Like, you're open to it, you're not scared of it. But I feel like there's a point at which you need to decide what you're going to do. Are you going to help someone? Are you going to continue trying to explain something to someone? Are you going to just end it? This is a very specific message, not for all. Some of you might be, and this is something you already know, okay, it's not going to be a surprise. Some of you are attending a funeral, and it's going to turn out to be more of a celebration of life than a sad event. You might not even plan for this to happen, but that's what it will be. Okay, I know that's super specific. Maybe it's a metaphor for something else too. Knight of Cups for the energy challenging you. You could be seeing 1111 as well. Yeah, this is you. This is like, well, where do I put this energy? Where do I put these ideas? How do I place this? For some of you with the end of life celebration, this is something that maybe you do want to consider doing with a difficult ending you've had with someone or a job, or you've changed and transformed into a new person, and maybe you want to celebrate the previous life, the previous experience that you had, rather than having a quote unquote funeral for that person or relationship or job. Maybe you need to celebrate the ending of it, but also what it taught you and how it led you to a different place. There's something about changing the energy around a difficult ending that will help you ground and reconnect. I'm hearing time capsule. Maybe this is you're doing a time capsule thing. Okay, but this is you wondering where to go and where to place this cup. I mean, look at your face here. It is a little forlorn. Spirit, can I have one more over here on the challenge? Setting sun, depression, habits, and suffering. Wow, Aries, this is intense energy. There's something about your eyes. Oh yeah, the eyes, right? The baby's eyes. Maybe somebody looked into your eyes when you were a baby and saw something. That's probably it. Angel eyes. Maybe you identify as an earth angel. Yeah, it does seem like you have a mission here, and there's a lot of doubt that's coming up, which is okay, completely normal, and sometimes a good thing for you to get clear on your intentions and to work through shadow stuff, right? When doubts come up, we have to ask why. Where are they coming from? Where did they begin? Do they serve you to doubt yourself? Like, do they give you constructive criticism, your own self-doubts, or do they bring you down? You know, like, there's questions you can ask around where this doubt is coming from. Setting sun with time. You may feel like something has passed its expiration date, or you're running out of time, or something is dwindling down. I feel like this is not true. I feel like you're getting caught in an unnecessary expectation you've placed on yourself. Your intuition is very strong. And maybe your intuition is coming out kind of erratic all over the place. And it feels like, what's this? I can't make sense of this. I know these are intuitive, guided downloads I'm receiving, but like I can't really place what's going on. There's something about fear and doubt and other people's opinions that could be getting in the way. Or if it's not other people's opinions, it's like a lack of camaraderie, a lack of soul tribe, or a lack of support from those you love that could be causing an interference in your own intuition. Some of you may have already worked through this and surpassed this. Okay, let's get into your cards, Aries. I hope this is resonating and making sense to you. Let's see. And of course, helping you. That's very strange. I just looked at the time on the camera and it said 15, but I saw it as 52. You could feel like time is speeding up. Okay, 3 more. Yeah, there's that 7 of Swords again. That's a lie. Time is not speeding up in a way where you're running out of time. 6 of Cups, another card of time, which is about nostalgia, memories, the past. I asked, there's something about you feeling like you're doing something wrong, and I got the High Priestess, the Devil, and the 4 of Pentacles. You could be holding something back because you feel like it's coming from an ego place, or you feel like it's coming from a shadow place, or you're not sure what's going on here. And I just keep wanting to come back to this card here, and maybe you should, if you can, have a look at it, because there's something powerful about this image here for you. It feels like you're very intuitive, and you might be casting doubt on that. Third eye blind. You know, maybe you want to work on your third eye. Do third eye meditation. I'm hearing singing bowl. Maybe there's something with a singing bowl you could do with the third eye. You could even massage your third eye. Make sure you sleep in complete darkness. Okay, that helps with the third eye. Because it feels to me that I'm connecting with someone who is very powerful, very strong, and it comes out in all sorts of ways in your life. But there's one thing here that is like bothering you about what you're doing, or you feel blocked in a certain sense. Let's get the cards out, Spirit. For Aries, I heard calculator, right there. Maybe you're calculating, planning, making decisions, taking risks, calculating something. Calculating what comes next. Hold on, there's something about like a literal calculator. I feel like there's a message here where Spirit's saying you don't need a calculator. You can do the math yourself. You understand numbers. You understand. Whoa, these are big cards, Aries. Wow. All right. 3 of Pentacles at the bottom. There's those other people again. Outside energies. That again, it's not that you should ignore them, because I feel like opening up to these outside energies, even if it's family or just even strangers, is kind of part of your path. But you're going to meet people who feel different than you. And yeah, some of those people are going to have something to say about it too. But usually those people, when they have something to say about what you're doing, they disapprove, they don't like it, they think your ideas are not great, all of that. It's usually because they're trying to reinstate and re-solidify their own beliefs. It's actually like your path is showing cracks in their path, in their facade, in something they've built up for themselves. It's like suddenly you're a threat because you've showed them something that doesn't fit with what their belief is of the world, of spirit, of life, or something in particular. And so rather than consider what it is that you're saying and have their whole world open up like a tower moment and see like, oh, a revelation of some sort, they try to smooth over those cracks that you've shown them by saying over and over again their own worldview, to reinstate their worldview. And sometimes that looks like them putting down yours. Does that Was that articulate? Does that make sense? Did I articulate that correctly? Yeah, I feel like that's happening. So know that every time they have some criticism or even a snarky look in their face around something that you're saying, or somebody's snide with you, or they're critiquing you, they're just trying to solidify their own perspective and their own worldview to justify the actions and the decisions they've made in their life. And something you're doing is making them feel a little bit uncomfortable or threatened with their decisions or who they are, how they see themselves. And so they have to kind of push that away. Okay? That's for someone. Now, your overall energy is the World. This is very complex, I feel. Your feelings around something or your energy. Tell me more about the World here. What are we talking about with the World card? Well, we know there's been an ending with the Ten of Swords in the World, but the World card also speaks of mastery. The Sentinel, determination and certainty. The Muse, generosity and naivete. So there's a recognition that Spirit wants you to have that you should remain certain about what it is that you know intuitively. You could have been looking to others as a sort of muse. See these 3 cups again. There's somebody who is not generous with you in spirit. They don't have a generous spirit with you at this time. And you're meant to stand on your own 2 feet here with this, okay? This could even be like an energy that's not being generous, maybe a business or a job. There's a lack of generosity here. And it has something to do with you breaking new ground. This energy doesn't like that. It's threatened. You're triggering some kind of reorganization for them and their whole world. And so they're pulling back in some way. But Spirit is saying determination and certainty in your own path and what you know to be true will serve you here. Page of Swords for the opportunity. Or sorry, what you don't see coming. Maybe it's also an opportunity. This is gaining new knowledge, insight. Can be an epiphany, but also investigation. So let's see. What is it that you are finding out here? I almost said the Devil, but it's the Queen of Swords with the 9 of Swords. Well, that is kind of devil-like energy. That's mass overthinking. Believing a lie. Queen of Swords. Yeah, I feel like many of you are going to realize that someone who's very certain of the truth or speaks so directly, like as if they have no questions about what's going on whatsoever and that they just know everything, is actually someone who is riddled with anxiety. There's a message here about rigid energy and to be wary of it. Either your own rigid energy or other people's, like when they're so certain that something is a certain way and they have no patience or willingness to explore and discover alternative ways of thinking or being, then Spirit is saying in this particular case, you can know that behind the scenes, there's actually a lot of anxiety going on here with this person. And it can be exhausting to try to figure out what's actually going on behind the scenes with this person because they'll never show you. They'll always show up as the Queen of Swords because once again, them asserting their truth, even if it's something that seems obvious isn't true, keeps them feeling secure and stable. And so for them to question something or explore new ideas or new possibilities, it's extremely ungrounding for them. It doesn't feel safe for them. But it would be in their best interest to actually explore these ideas, because they are in the Nine of Swords, whoever this is. This could also be you, so take it how it resonates. Page of Wands. Yeah, it's like they're just speaking very directly. They're persistent in what they have to say. There's no room for exploration. And if I didn't see the Nine of Swords come out with the Queen of Swords, I would have had a different feeling about this. But the Nine of Swords is showing me something here that's hidden. This person could be unable to sleep at night and worried about where they're going to go in life. Okay, justice for your opportunity. Let's find out what this justice is all about. Justice. The Hierophant. Exactly, the Fool. Learn something new related to what it is that you love and that you're dedicated to, what you're faithful to. Learn something new. This will help you rebalance yourself and restore trust in yourself, confidence in yourself. That your third eye is awake and open. That you can create worlds and outcomes that you want. That there is magic in the world and you're doing it. Learning something new will help you quash that self-doubt that's coming through here, or even the exhaustion you're feeling. Now, allow yourself to explore when you're learning something new. Don't feel like it's, some kind of exam and you need to memorize all the right answers. You're creating the answers yourself. So explore those answers, because you're going to have a deeper level of understanding when you do something like that. So there's an image coming up here around a test or an exam, feeling that way, that you're being tested, or that you need to know everything, you need to learn something right down to, the last word on the page. I don't know, you're trying to memorize something perhaps, but Spirit wants you to explore like the Fool. Take a risk, take a chance with your thinking. Maybe whatever it is that you're into and you're learning is wrong, or there's a gap in the knowledge. There's something more to be discovered, and you can be that person to add that in there. Okay? The challenge, the Moon. This is fear. This can be exhaustion, self-doubt, uncertainty. So tell me more about the challenging energy with the Moon. Depression, habits, and suffering. Three of Cups again, Two of Swords. I don't know who these are, Aries. These people. Who are these people, Aries? It's giving me Cinderella stepsisters vibes. Okay. I don't know. There's a little bit of like, it feels maybe wicked, but it's more just they're trapped in their own dogma. They're trapped in their own vessel. They're trapped in their own paradigm. Okay. This is closed off thinking too. So you may fear that somebody's just not going to get what you're saying, not understand you. Your knowledge that you're adding to something isn't going to be received. Some of you could be fearful that there's people behind the scenes that you're unaware of, running the show or influencing someone you know. What do we want to say about this? Spirit and matter, paradox between realms and equilibrium. This goes back to that acceptance. There's something here that you need to accept. Maybe that you're not going to find something out, or you're not going to know something in its entirety because it's not for you to know. acceptance that some are just not going to see your way or have compassion towards you around something. You could find yourself being very frustrated at times because you can see how somebody could walk a different path and where the opportunities to walk that different path are. And when you try to tell them about those, they recoil or they ignore you. This is kind of a paradox of being an intuitive. Is you can see things or you intuitively know things, but oftentimes you can't explain how you know what you know because it's intuition. Or the advice and suggestions, guidance you have for people aren't taken. And so you can question, well, why have I been given this ability to be so intuitive then if it's not going to be useful to others? It is useful to others. Sometimes it just doesn't show up in the way that we expect it to. Sometimes people reject what we're saying, but it does actually impact their soul. It does actually start that kernel of thought, plants a seed where they start refiguring things for themselves. We just don't get the opportunity to see that happen. Okay? Your work is valued. Whatever it is that you're faithful to and you're working on, it's highly valued. As long as you value it. Okay, King of Cups for the suggestion. For the suggestion, I never say that. Interesting. For the advice. Okay, so this is a suggestion from Spirit. Well, and the King of Cups is looking right at the Moon card. This is you being there when they're ready to hear from you, to get advice from you, to learn from you, to see the value in your work and your creativity and anything that you're doing and anything you have to offer that comes from your heart. This is like, okay, I know those people over there, those 3 people again, are feeling lost, are in the moon energy, they're doing their own exploration, maybe they're doing some shadow work, I don't know, they're doing their own thing, and I can't go into the moon energy to save them or to convince them or to pull them out of there. I can only be here on the other side, offering them that cool drink of water after they've been stumbling around in the dark for so long. Okay, so there's something about you being a place of refuge and knowing that, and continuing to do what you're doing, knowing that the right people will find you. The teacher appears when the student is ready. And you are the teacher. So the right students will come to you at the right time, whether these are clients or buyers or children I'm hearing, or anybody that you're trying to pull in towards you to share what it is that you have to share. So have some solace in that. Let's see, can we get some more here on the suggestion? Now, this is a suggestion, so again, you can choose not to do this, and that would be okay. Look, the guide, inheritance and correction. That's it. See, you're the guide. You're ringing your bell here. Hey, guys. I have something to say. I have some wisdom to share. I have something to offer you from the soul that could help. I can guide, and maybe they don't listen, they don't come, but you're here anyways. Okay, and you're not here just waiting around doing nothing, waiting for these people to wake up. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they will find you when the time is right. They will be guided towards you. Even if you're thinking about love here, which I don't think for most of you are, but if some of you are, then there is something about love being guided towards you to keep going and keep doing what you're doing, okay? And let the right ones come. Yeah, but some of you might be finding partners who just don't believe in the same things you do. That's okay. Those people maybe need to be let go of, because what you're not seeing about them is the Nine of Swords, especially if they're very dogmatic about what they're saying. Okay. Inheritance and correction. Some of you are, and family came out, changing your spiritual lineage, your family karma. You've inherited a certain capacity for creativity, for intuition, and you're going to make a correction here in what you do with that intuition. You're going to own it. And maybe people in your family prior haven't owned their intuition in the way you're going to. And I do want to say, Aries, if you don't follow your intuition and use it in your relationships, at your job, in your creative works, in your spiritual practice, if you don't hone in on your intuition and use it to your benefit, because you definitely have it, then you might start feeling depressed. You'll definitely feel down and out because you're suppressing an energy that lives within you that is fundamental to who you are. But you might slip into a depression that is not necessary. Okay, and the outcome, I'm going to do an extended reading. In the extended, we're going to go a layer deeper. We're going to see what else comes through. If you don't want to go to that, that's absolutely fine. Trust Spirit gave you all the wisdom, knowledge, and information you needed here. But if you do want to come to the extended, the link is in the description box below. The outcome for you is the Lovers. This is the connection. Finding the right one at the right time. Finding the right outlet, the right place. So there is a union here between you and something else, someone else, in the near future. I don't look too far into the future, so this is coming up soon. So let's see. Tell me more about the Lovers here. The King of Swords and the Fool. Someone who has a different perspective on life, a new way of thinking. The King of Swords. This is someone who's an independent thinker, someone, if this is another person, it's someone who is smart, but not conventional. They might have a lot of Uranus or Uranus affiliation, or they're very into Uranus in some way. I don't know, that's coming through, or it's heavy in their chart. And if this Lovers card doesn't recognize, interesting, if this Lovers card doesn't represent someone else, but I was almost going to say doesn't recognize someone else. Maybe there's someone coming in for you and you're initially not going to recognize them as your opportunity, as your connection here. Okay? But if it represents something about you and your business, you and your creativity, then Spirit is saying there is a new path, a new outlet for you and your thoughts, your beliefs, your way of thinking, your knowledge, your wisdom to be expressed. And it is unconventional, and it does require taking a risk. There's some kind of planned decision-making going on here currently or coming up, and you're going to have to take an intellectual risk with it. Okay, something might not make total sense to you why you want to do something the way you want to do it, but if you trust your intuition, it will take you to the right place. You're meant to break new ground, Aries, while your faith is under fire. Yes, maybe that's the title. Aries, you're meant to break new ground while your faith is under fire. That's the core message here for you. All right, I'll see you next time. I love you so much.